Okay, there's my sound. And... I think that y'all's sound should be... Say something, friends.
Hello.
Okay, that sounded super...
Hello, everybody.
Oh, wait, hang on. Now it's super metallic, and what the hell? Why is audio so hard? I know exactly why. Okay. Now we should not have robot anymore.
Robot.
Oh, no. Okay, now we're good. I am good at technology and computers. As I said, but no one could hear me, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, delicious friends. My crispy children have joined me here today for session 7 of Gothic Brunch. Yes. Life is good, and we are about to dive back into, maybe literally, the world of Krevborna and the city of Creed Hall. But before we get started, let us introduce ourselves very quickly again. I am Kyle. I use he, him pronouns, and I will be your dragon manager today. Let us go over to, starting from left, Annabelle.
Hello. Good morning. I'm Emma. I use she, her pronouns. You can find me at MK Hansen on Twitter. And I am playing Annabelle today, who also uses she, her pronouns. She is our resident werewolf barbarian.
Indeed. You know, I'm going to mix it up. Hey, Matt.
Sorry, I was tweeting at Twinks on Twitter. What's up? Hi, it's me. I'm Matthew Foreman. I'm at Matthew W. Foreman on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns. I play Delilah Barrowhunt, the grave cleric. Yo. She uses she, her pronouns.
Oh.
That's it, right? I did my job.
You did your job. You're good. Val.
Hi, everybody. I am one part of the British Twinks. You can find me.
Wow. You're trying to just kill Matthew, aren't you?
We, Tim, who is another British Twink, have a plan for a stream that will just aim to kill Matthew with our twinkishness. Hi, everybody. I'm Val. You can find me at the Nerdy Niffler on Twitter. I use she, her pronouns, and today I will be playing Ambrosia, our archfey, warlock, disaster, changeling child, and they use they, them pronouns.
Excellent. And our good friend, the pun bard.
Hey, how's it going? I am Peter Voss. You can find me at Peter Voss on Twitter. I use he, him pronouns. My character I will be playing is Quint Wheelwright, who also uses he, him pronouns. He's a toolist, class I'm homebrewing. Yeah, we'll find out if he doesn't get squished.
Why would he get squished? He has this beautiful set of armor that he doesn't like wearing.
He's squishy on the inside.
He is. He's like those crunchy candies with the soft marshmallow center.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's him. All right. Well, let us begin. Perhaps we should begin first by setting the tone a little bit, shall we? Yes. Get some music going. So, last week, you fled a library under the University of Creed Hall. You fled it because I don't actually know why. Oh, I do know why. It's because you opened the door, there was some sort of a ghost in there, you all got very, very, not all of you, everybody except Delilah got very, very scared. It may have led to some poor decision-making during the fight, and at some point you said, you know, we're not doing well here, we should just leave. Maybe because Quint was unconscious. Maybe because people were out of spell slots. Maybe because Ambrosia summoned a bunch of aberrations who started targeting people at random. After you left, you went up into the city, discussed your various relationships among you all, and determined to return back early the next morning before the library had opened, but when perhaps some of the staff might be there. And you decided that because you had caused such a ruckus in the library, perhaps you shouldn't go through the main gates of the university, and you should try to go around to the lakeside of the university and find a way in there. Is that right? Do I remember anything incorrectly?
That's it.
All right. Y'all were all very quiet. I was like, is the sound working? But good. Thank you, Matthew. Very good. So as you are sleeping, if you could tell me, just for scene setting, where you're each resting. Quint, where's Quint sleeping tonight?
Quint, because he's pretty much blown his cover, he's probably stayed at Delilah's shack.
Is Quint shacking up with Delilah? For context, Delilah is an elderly woman.
How dare you?
Hey, she's in her sexual prime.
You know, that may be true.
How dare you, Quint? I've been trying to get her to run away with me for years, months,
Okay.
many weeks.
Delilah, are you also in your shack?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Ambrosia sleeping?
Ambrosia would probably basically stick with Annabelle. So where Annabelle's going to hang out, that's probably where Ambrosia's going to hang out. And they are going to have terrible nightmares of eyes.
Oh yeah, we're going to talk about those in a minute. Don't worry about that.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Where is Annabelle staying tonight?
Well, Annabelle will also be staying with Ambrosia, probably back at their lovely, well-kept, well-maintained shack.
Very good. Very good. As we begin, and you are planning to rise early in the morning, right? And head down to the lake. Yep. Okay. As we begin, however, we're going to begin during your various rests. Let's talk about this. All of you sleep fitfully. Get the minimal rest required for the long rest for rules purposes. But let's start with Ambrosia. Ambrosia. Oh, Ambrosia. You did, as you notice, or as you recall, use your special item the previous day. That is, for those who don't know, it's basically a rock with an eye in it that looks around and little teeth on the bottom that move occasionally. And it has a number of things about it, but one of those things is that it has some clear connection to an elder god. Ambrosia, in your dreams, there are storms swirling about you as you float in the void. Lightning strikes you, but you don't feel pain or shock. You just feel the charge of power. Your gaze floats downwards in your dream, and you see people scurrying about their mortal lives. Of its own accord, your mouth opens, and electric power blasts the world from within you. That sensation is indescribable, but then the world fades around you, Ambrosia. You're still in the void, but the storm has disappeared. Instead, infinite eyes of every shape and color press in upon you oppressively. Their gaze pierces through you, seeing something inside of you that you cannot yet perceive. When you wake up, there are these faint arcs of lightning sparking between your eyelashes for just a moment. Remember, you don't recover any spent hit dice during this rest, because you really didn't sleep great, especially those eyes.
Totally worth it for that nightmare.
Oh, fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, Annabelle. During your rest in your dreams, you enter a slaughterhouse.
Oh no.
You get that intoxicating smell of blood and offal. But you hold back. Annabelle, why are you holding back? This meat is for you. It will nourish you, make you strong. The hanging meat rustles for a moment, and a butcher emerges. No. Not a butcher. The butcher. Elias himself, the demon lord, with a horned head and a hulking, massive body. And he's surrounded by wolves who leap and bite and nip at the cuts of meat hanging from his apron and belt. "Join us," he says. "Join us," they howl. One of the wolves pulls away and stands. The wolf transforms into Hesper, your tribal elder. "My child," she whispers, "this is our birthright." And you startle yourself awake, howling. Delilah. Oh, Delilah. You have a vision of a middle-aged woman with red and blonde hair worn in tribal dreadlocks. She has knowing eyes. She's dressed in black robes trimmed with red embellishments, and her face is painted in grim black and white makeup. You see her face swirling before you, and then the vision dissolves and reforms. Now you see an interior location decorated with grinning goat-like visages and other unhallowed demonic symbols placed among morbid art galleries and libraries filled with grimoires and spell books. This vision, Delilah, this vision feels far more real than most dreams. When you awake, it doesn't dissipate as easily as dreams do. And in fact, when you close your eyes, you can still see the place even when you're awake. Was it a dream? Or perhaps you saw some place real in the world? Oh, Quint. Quint, you had a hell of a day. Quint, you awake in your armor. You aren't in your bed, though. Instead, when you awake, you're standing in the courtyard of a keep. Standing in front of you are a dozen people, garbed as prisoners. Their heads are bowed. You raise your helmeted gaze to the sky, which is painted a lurid red by the setting sun. Lightning crashes somewhere far above you, and blood begins to pour from the sky. It's time. You engage the saws and swords built into your armor and carve your way through these prisoners. Their cries mean nothing to you. After all, these are murderers and thieves, and this is how they repay their debt to society. When you're done, the sticky crimson rain continues to fall all around you. Your work is complete, and your colleagues from beneath an arcade in the keep nod to you approvingly. As you stomp back off to the shop, the first door you pass through dissolves your armor into blood, at which point you regain consciousness back in the bed where you did sleep. All right, everybody. Good morning. Good to see everybody here.
Boy, howdy.
So, you awake. It is very early. It is still clearly dark outside. It is several hours before sunrise. How do you want to do this?
How do we want to do the morning? I kill it.
You always kill it, Matthew.
Brunch.
Brunch time,
Brunch.
pancakes.
I Yeah, I'm gonna make like tea and a little breakfast for Quint and me since yeah, we gotta get going.
I think by the time you wake up, though, Quint kind of woke up early and he's been working on his armor.
Okay.
Using some of the materials he salvaged off of that construct librarian, and he's focused. He's like hammering away, tightening stuff.
All right, Annabelle and Ambrosia, what do you do as you two arise in the morning?
I probably would have gotten up pretty early. And I probably would have, if there is there like a tavern or something nearby where I could go and just get some mugs of coffee and bring them back, assuming that there's no kitchen type thing in this place.
Ambrosia, do you have a kitchen?
I have the remains of a casino kitchen.
I was going to say, remind us where you live.
I live in the Lucky Strike, which is a dilapidated, run-down, abandoned casino, and it is a delightful place full of beautiful decorations and happy memories. And upstairs in my bedroom, there's runes all over the walls and candles and creepy occulty stuff. Yay! I mean, yay.
Coming in hot this morning.
Coming in hot.
Coming in real hot this morning.
It's fine, they know about it.
Yeah. So we'll say, there's one of those taverns that never really closes, and there's hot beverages of various sorts nearby that you can bring back for your friend.
Okay.
A donut? I don't think they have donuts.
No donut.
They probably have just fried donuts, like fried
Or
dough.
Like a bread roll? Do they have like a bread roll?
Yeah. Oh, there's bread.
Okay, I probably will grab like a couple things for breakfast and some coffee and bring it back and leave it out for whenever Ambrosia gets up. But I probably will have been up and done that and had food and was sitting there contemplating how I'm going to escape in 6 days.
That's fine, because mornings are for coffee and contemplation.
That's right.
So you learn from our great philosopher, Jim Hopper. All right.
I'm going to say to Quint, as I kind of set some coffee and whatever in front of him, I say, did you sleep well?
Quint, wipes his brow, sets down his tool, takes the coffee, and says, "Thank you. I don't think I slept well, but I think I had the sleep I needed to. If that makes sense."
Right.
I think it gave me some inspiration. I adjusted to the armor. I think this will help, hopefully.
Good.
And you see a giant hammer standing next to the armor as well.
Oh, planning to get more aggressive?
I think urgency is needed. I don't think we have time to wait on some things.
I'll change my morning prayers.
So, actually, that reminds me, Quint. In these wee small hours, as you walk by at some point Delilah's front door, you see an envelope has been slid under Delilah's front door, but it has your name on it. It says Quint Wheelwright on it.
I pick it up and open it while I'm outside.
Oh, you take it outside?
Oh, I thought it was under the front porch.
No, it was slid under the front door, like into you.
Okay, yeah, I pick it up and open it, but I wait a little while and I listen at the door, just to make sure that there's nobody out there.
There's nobody. You don't hear anybody. Even if you kind of peek it open, maybe she has one of those little sliding holes. There's no one there.
Yeah.
No one at all.
All right. Yeah, I open it.
It's short. It's just a piece of parchment.
Quint folds it and puts it in his pocket and just...
Keep the armor, friend. No hard feelings. We'll be in touch at some point when you can help us out with a favor or two.
Quint puts it in his pocket and he just shakes his head and goes back to look over his armor another time when he has his coffee.
Y'all ready to head down to the lake, or is there anything else that you want to do first? Oh, I guess we can delete that clock now.
Oh no.
Oh dear. Okay, we're still okay. I say, Quint, if you're ready, we need to get going.
I'm ready. Let me get this together. I don't think we should. I don't think I should be wearing the armor when we walk to the when we find whatever our boat is. So I start packing it up. It's a little bit more bulky than it was before.
I don't think we'll need a boat, but we'll see.
Nice.
When Annabelle comes back in, Ambrosia definitely woke up at the howl. But when they went downstairs, Annabelle had already left. So they're like, they're like, okay. I can do this. And they start like pulling out some paint and some brushes and like painting a wee picture. And when Annabelle comes back with coffee, they're like, thank you so much. Here you go. And it's like a picture of like Ambrosia and Annabelle and like sunshine in the back, because Ambrosia doesn't know how to be like feelings, really. Oh
my God.
They wanted Annabelle to feel better, but they're very bad. So they're like, I will paint a picture.
Oh my God. Okay, all right. Oh my God, I can't. Okay, Annabelle's going to put down the coffee and the breads that she picked up, and she will take the painting. It's like an actual physical painting that I can hold.
Yeah.
Oh my God, stop it. Okay, I'm gonna take the painting, and she's gonna sort of smile to herself and like hold it to her chest, and then in the little corner where she's been kind of set up camp down here, she's gonna sort of like prop it up right next to where she lays her head down.
You just hear like Ambrosia's in their head just goes, yeah.
I brought us some breakfast and some coffee.
You are a delight and a treasure. Thank you so much. And just starts downing this coffee furiously because they have had no sleep.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
As you make your way down to the docks district, this is a university town that's on a lake, but it's a very large lake, right? So there are boats that go out early for fishing and whatnot, and you can see some distance off, or not that you can see, you know that some distance off, maybe a mile or two away, is the university, but there's no easy way on land to access the kind of lakeside of it. Let's see here. So we're going to go off to the docks district. Yeah, here we go. So in these pre-dawn hours, the lake is covered in thick fog. As you make your way through the unlit streets, you see cloaked figures hurrying off on their own dark errands. At the lake's edge, when you get to the docks, where there's different boats and fisher folk and nets and all those sorts of things. A few discreet inquiries lead you to a man named Crispus. He's a gaunt man of indeterminate age, with a worker's cap and fewer than average fingers. He giggles when you tell him of your destination. You don't look like scholars or students. What do you do?
My good sir, are you judging us based on appearance? Do you know how narrow-minded that is?
Well, since you're not scholars or students, I'll only charge you 5 silver each.
3 silvers.
Are you gonna swim it?
I mean, I do have water walk, so your boat is just an addition.
What kind of deviltry are you talking about, water walk? You a saint?
Yes, Saint Ambrosia. Perhaps you've heard of me.
You're funny, you know. For brightening my morning, I'll charge you 4 silver each.
Done. Thank you, my good sir.
And there won't be a word after, eh?
That would be delightful. We as scholars like to be discreet.
No, scholars gotta pay a full gold each.
Oh, screw that. Yeah, we're not scholars.
I didn't think so. And he nods, not so much at you, but at Annabelle and Delilah.
Wow. Wow.
Quint.
I also brought water walking, Ambrosia.
Oh, so really, your boat is just a luxury. Annabelle and Delilah, my friends, could just stroll across the lake, but we will forgive the slight for 4 silvers.
So he motions for you to get down in his rowboat. He has no idea what you're talking about water walking. He did give you a funny look when you said that, however.
Good, freaking him out.
Oh, it's freaking him out a little bit. But then he just laughs, and you can see he's got 3 fingers on one hand and 4 on the other, and he starts rowing you out.
If it's gonna take 10 minutes, I will ritually cast Water Walk on the way there.
And how long is it going to take us about to get there?
Not long, maybe 10 minutes.
Okay.
What does it look like as you cast Water Walk?
Tea. Spilled tea.
I take out an empty bottle and uncork it, and I use that piece of cork and I chant. I kind of tap it on the top of the bottle, and I chant in deep speech, and just kind of chant there. And after 10 minutes, we all gain the ability to walk on water.
Yeah!
He is giving you his giggling, his mad giggling, has stopped, and he looks at you. And you see him kind of fingering a little vial of blood, a religious symbol around his neck. He just kind of periodically just kind of touches it, and you can see him murmuring a short prayer.
While we were going on this rowboat as well, Ambrosia definitely whipped out a parasol. It was just like relaxing on his boat with a parasol.
At the end of it, I would hold up a holy symbol of Saint Nephemias, and I would just kind of show it to him, like, Saints be with you.
And also with you. So as you're rowing through, the stillness of the water is only interrupted by the rhythmic sound of the oars, the far-off cry of a bird. The moon hasn't set yet, leering down at you. Annabelle, you can feel the gaze of the moon upon you. The fog itself seems almost malevolent. Occasionally, as you're looking off into the distance, you have the impression that in the fog itself, it forms into silently screaming faces before dissipating in a swirl of chaos. As you draw closer to the university, stone walls loom suddenly out of the mists, and sure enough, there's a drain pipe hanging above the water. It's clogged with algae and other less identifiable substances. And then there's some wet, mossy rocks beneath it, providing the only footing available. What do you do?
After we get off the boat, assuming is the guy gonna stay there?
We can just walk back.
Okay. After he rows away.
Well, he hasn't rowed away. He's letting you kind of get off onto it, and yeah, I wasn't planning on staying. If you're going in. Also, and he waves at Delilah. Yep, old Christmas heading back now.
I toss him a gold, and again, not a word.
I was never here. He coughs really. He has this really nasty, ugly cough as he rolls off into the darkness.
Well, before he leaves, I wanted to say to him, is there something you needed to say to me?
Nope, nothing. Christmas has got nothing to say.
I'm just going to walk out onto the water towards the point of entry.
He's like, devil's work. Devils.
Ambrose is gonna keep their parasol up and step out onto the water and go, devils are far more fun, darling, and then walk away. Saunter away.
Saunter.
So
you're standing there, some of you perhaps standing on the water, some of you perhaps standing on these wet mossy rocks beneath where this drain pipe comes out. It's got all this nastiness hanging out of it. It looks pretty large, but it's also pretty rusted. How do you want to proceed?
I might be able to get some of this undone. Let me get my armor on. And his armor does look quite a bit more sinister than it did before. Like, whereas before there was a lot of like St. Florence iconography on it, it now looks a little bit off compared to like how it looked before. But now, after he gets it on, it's his hammer, and he's like, I want to see if there's any like weak spot I could probably hit it, but not too hard.
Yeah, you could try to force your way in. Give me.
When I wrap it in a cloak, the head of the mall.
All right. You're just hitting it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I heft it up with one arm.
You what?
Heft it up with one arm.
He has this massive maul, and as you hear this, it doesn't really resound because you have the cloth around it, and also because the ickiness in the grate has it kind of absorb some of the vibration. But it doesn't really seem to shake loose. You could maybe try to pry it off or try to cut through it if you have the right kind of tools.
It's quite sturdy for something so rusty.
this is Val as a character saying this. Y'all remember when Delilah was real suspicious of Quint and we were all like, don't be crazy, Quint's lovely. Yeah, Delilah might have had some bearings in that. Growing slowly more suspicious.
Did Ambrosia say that?
No, out of character Val
Oh,
said
okay.
that.
Out
Just
of
for
character,
character.
Val. Wow, actually, if Quinn can't do it, I don't.
I can help a little bit. If you can't quite bang it down, I'm not sure.
You could see if you can give me a strength check first of all, Peter.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Quint. What?
I will cast guidance on him. You can add a D4.
Okay.
Can I also assist?
Of course, yeah. One of you can make a strength check with advantage, and if you have athletics, you can apply your proficiency bonus.
Annabelle, don't you have a higher strength score?
I am reasonably strong.
I could.
All right.
Guidance on Annabelle, then.
All right. So strength, athletics plus D4 with advantage.
Wow. I have failed everybody.
With advantage?
With advantage, I rolled a 1 and a 7. So, feeling really good about my life choices right now.
Yeah, but what? Okay, yeah, no, you didn't. Yeah,
Yeah, no,
she's up there. You're both. You're like, ugh.
I got like a 13. Yeah.
Yeah, and you feel it kind of loosen a little bit, but it's so slick with growth and gunk coming out of it. It's like a big storm drain.
I want to give it a closer look to see if there's any if there's a engineering solution we could probably take from this. I do have some tools, so.
All right, so give me an intelligence check plus your like intelligence tinker's tools basically.
Okay, gotcha. 19 on the die.
Oh yeah, no, it's fine. With your proficiency, you're gonna be. Yeah, after you spend a little bit of time looking at it, and you, with your particular experience working with metal and machines and all of this, you're like, oh, it's really just these bolts, and the flanges are kind of weak, and so you jimmy it some, and you kind of loosen some things, and you knock it here, and you knock it there in some places. And Annabelle, why don't you try again?
Okie dokie.
Guidance.
Okay. All right. That is 24.
Oh, yeah. This time, now that he's weakened it, he's found the right places, and he kind of points out, listen, you want to pull it here, kind of, yeah. He's showing you exactly the right way to apply your strength. Yeah, exactly. And this time, and it comes off, and it lands with a big clank on the stones beneath you. And it comes off with some of the gunk, but you can see, looking in there, kind of it's a big storm drain. Y'all can fit through it. You're going to be kind of crouched and walking through, but so you'll be counted as squeezing, but you're able to proceed through. It's pretty dank in there. It's also very dark.
While they're doing this, like everyone working to get this drain open, Ambrosia will have somehow acquired sunglasses, turn towards the camera to break the fourth wall and go, Warlock, what am I going to do?
Okay, great. I would like to cast Aid on these three at third level. You all gain your maximum hit points increased by 10.
Thank you.
Does that also heal us?
Yes. Anytime in 5th edition your max increases, you are also healed by the same amount.
So your max and your current increase by that 10. Yep. Which, since you just took a long rest, yeah.
So do we just override our current...
So on D&D Beyond, if you're using it, you click on your hit points.
Yeah.
The max HP modifier, you use 10. That'll do the work for you.
Oh.
So it's hit points in the upper right. Quint, you're not doing it. Just manually increase both by 10. But
D&D Beyond, folks.
D&D Beyond.
Not sponsored.
Sponsor us, baby.
But you could be sponsoring us.
Awesome.
So just so you know, mechanically, as you're going down this pipe, you're going to kind of have to go in a line. And as I said, you have to crouch slightly. You kind of squeeze, so you'll have disadvantage on attack rolls and dex saving throws, and any attacks against you, if you even get into a fight, would have advantage. You might not, like, in all seriousness, you might not. So what is but I would like to know, what is your marching order?
I would probably be up near the front somewhere.
Which of you is in the front? I need a 1, 2, 3, 4.
I want to be 2.
Okay. So who's... Yeah. Ambrosia 4. So...
Because I want to do perception checks.
Who?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I see, and that's why I want to be up there too.
I guess I'll be 3.
Okay.
Unless you want front, which is fine with me. I can be in the middle. It doesn't matter.
Either way.
Pick a number.
Annabelle, you're one.
And
Okay.
I already wrote the Annabelle's in front, so it's too
Okay.
late. Yep. And it's in ink.
You can't change it
It
now.
It's indelible. That's how it works.
Annabelle is far more top than Quint is.
Yeah.
So anyway, so eventually, you see what I'm just going to go right past that. Eventually, as you're making your way through this pipe, you reach a T intersection.
D.
T. To the right, this moss that's in the pipe starts to grow thicker and up along the walls. To the left, of course, you're in a drain, so there's these dripping sounds. But now that dripping sound is occasionally punctuated by some other sound, something difficult to describe, although still a wet sound.
Don't like that.
So do you want to go through the extra thick moss or towards the sounds?
I'm going to turn around to the group and say, all right, we have two choices right now. Moss or noises that sound wet.
Listen, I played the video game Until Dawn. It taught me not to follow the noises. Just walk away. I mean, walk away in Ambrosia voice.
All right. We have one vote for Moss. Are we going with the Moss?
Moss might be the cautious way to go about this, and no harm in seeing if it's a dead end.
Moss seems nice. Maybe I can get a couple samples for my herbalism.
Right. All right. Off we go down the mossy lane.
Oh.
It gets even more difficult to pass through. You're going as very slow as this growth in the pipe gets larger and thicker. And it looks like it's alive, but still somehow decayed and rotted. And I would like each of you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, god damn it.
Okay.
Nat 20! Plus my con is just a nat 20.
Oh no. I got a 4, but I have a negative in Constitution, so that's a 3.
Thank you. Yep, I just need the numbers. Annabelle?
25.
All right, Delilah?
6.
Total?
Y'all.
When
Alright.
you 6.
When you 6.
I don't know what just happened. All right. Very good. So you're breathing in this wet, moist air.
Nope.
You can smell the putrescence. After several minutes of travel, you get to a place where there's a drainage gate above you in the sewer that similarly looks rotted. Doesn't have gunk in it though, but it's not rotted, rusted and stuck because it probably hasn't been opened in a very long time. What do you do?
Do we recognize any of the moss that's down here as looking anything at all like what we encountered in the basement of that church?
Would you like to give me a nature check, wisdom nature check?
I wouldn't know, but perhaps someone who's more skilled than that.
Can I use my herbalism kit knowledge to do that?
Sure, that makes sense for this particular case. Absolutely.
Right. Okay. Nya. Nya. How can I math? 17. Goddamn.
17.
I struggled.
And you're comparing it to the herbs that you saw, to which moss that you saw?
I'm pretty sure I took samples of the stuff that we had.
Oh, the stuff that was in like the barrels and whatnot?
Yeah. Yeah, I took samples, so I'm yeah.
Yeah, it looks like, on the one hand, this isn't the same exact type of plants, but the condition that they're in, this kind of semi-rotted but still alive state, it does look very, very similar.
Okay. I will say there are some similarities, to be certain. It's more progressed, I think. It's more decayed.
All right, then it would serve us well to be cautious in this particular area.
Yeah.
Would we like to try to investigate whatever might be above us?
I would.
I will first take a look at to see if there. Well, no, actually, I probably will just try to like break open this or pull open the. Is it a grate that looks like it needs to be pushed up, or a grate?
Yeah,
that looks
pushed
like
up.
Oh, okay.
Pushed
so
up.
And
Normally, people don't maintain the sewers from inside. Normally, they open it from the ground area.
Okay, but I'm not a smart werewolf, so I mean I am about some things. So is it slotted or is it solid? Like, is it a grate?
No, it is slotted so that it's like a storm drain.
Okay. Can I see? I'm gonna like.
As you kind of get up to the edge, you're kind of looking around. You realize that this, where you are. So first of all, two things. This whole kind of branch that you went down kind of ends here. Like you're like at the end of the pipe as you're progressing, and as you're looking up, you're kind of looking around. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Uh, 21.
Oh, sorry, I'm very distracted by the ginger right there. Doggy.
Oh, it is a good pupper, sir.
Got to break up the mood a little bit. This storm drain where you are is right in the main kind of walkway between the gate and the main hall of the university.
Okay. I will relay that to the group.
If we're going to be out in the open, this might be... It would be a straight shot to where we need to go, but it would put us at a bit of a risk.
Yeah, and to be clear, the main hall is not the same building as the library.
Right. Well, I'm hoping there's not anyone here just yet. That was the idea, that we come in here before working hours and wait. So, let's just move casually.
All right.
Ambrosia by this point now has an MP3 player somehow that's playing Lady Gaga with headphones in. Oh, we're doing stuff. Okay.
Just to be clear, Ambrosia is in their real form?
Yeah, they're in the double casual form as we casually try and steal things.
Cash.
Eldritch Casual.
All right.
Eldritch Casual.
That's a move.
That's my work dress code now. Eldritch Casual. All right. Annabelle, how are you going to try to open it up?
Well, do we still want to exit here, or perhaps we want to continue if we can orient ourselves, because our goal is to get back into the library, right?
Which is on a different part of campus.
Do we want to try to orient ourselves using this as our benchmark now, or do we want to say...
That's a good question. Did we get a sense of what direction the other branch went to, like compared to where we are right now?
Rolling dice, this is not good.
Nope.
Why don't one of you give me a wisdom survival check?
Ooh.
To kind of orient yourselves and all of that. And any of you can make it, so up to you.
I got a 19.
Oh, yes, actually. Well, you realize that you could exit here and walk through the campus, or you're kind of on the opposite end, though. If you went the other way, it would probably lead you in the direction of the library.
I will
Oh.
relay that to the group.
So you can either walk through the campus from here, or you can try to make your way through the sewers and whatever that might involve.
Let's remind ourselves of our goals. Getting into the library and investigating it further, right? Then also finding out the source of this undead moss stuff. So if there's something above us that might lead to us furthering that second goal, we need to pursue that.
I'm happy to do what we want.
Oh, that's a good point.
But
Yeah.
yes, we can traverse towards the library underground, but let's just at least pop our heads up real quick and see if we can find something.
I will attempt to push up the grate enough so that I can take a better look with my eyeballs.
All right. Can you give me a strength athletics check, as before?
Guidance.
Thank you.
Such a good cantrip.
Oh my god! It's not good.
Add a D4.
Yeah, it's not good. No, it's I got an 11.
Okay. You're banging on it. You're like, ugh! And you can see all of it. You can see Annabelle's thick corded muscles straining as she pushes, and you hear kind of a few cracks. And just then, you see footsteps go over you as somebody's walking across. And you kind of pull back for a minute. You hear the click, 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 click. Somebody walking on wet stones, rather.
I'm gonna turn around and does it sound like they're walking away and are gone? Or like they're in this room now?
Well, it's outside, but give me a perception check.
Okay.
That is a 21.
Sounds like they kept walking.
22. Yeah, okay. Alright, well, that's fine. It's never strange to see people emerge from a sewer. Let's try it again.
Can I do another look at the grate?
Why don't you give me, that intelligence tinker tools check? Thank you, Xanathar's Guide to Everything.
Okay. Well, it's not great. Let me see what my modifier.
It's not a hard DC.
So that'd be intelligence plus
Proficiency,
which is 3 now. So that's 5 plus 6.
Yep. Yeah. Again, you see. So now you're on the inside, right? You're on the other, as it were, the other side of the grate, and you can see from this side even better where the bolts come through, and where you could loosen them, and where the hinges are and whatnot. And Annabelle, why don't you try it again with advantage, and then add a D4 to your highest roll.
Okay. New dice. Let's see if this works. Ooh, okay. 28. Wait, sorry, 25.
Even so, this time she's like, oh, if I push on this side. And she opens it as casually as somebody might just pop open their can of soda. And you pop up and you look around, and sure enough, you're in this wide stone walkway between the gates, the main gates, and the main hallway. There are guards at the gates, but they have their backs to you because they're watching people coming in.
Got it.
And you're kind of peeking around. Give me a stealth check, since you said you didn't want to be observed.
Oh.
Give it to me with advantage, because you are definitely kind of hidden here.
Wow! I'm gonna need to burn all of my dice and get a new set. That's a 6.
Yeah, it's pretty loud when you open. There's this clank, and you see this very young student kind of huddled in a doorway because it's dark and misty outside, and they kind of look, and you see them kind of like looking. It seems weird that the grate is opening up, so they're like not sure if it's just the fog or whatever. What do you do?
I'm gonna just real slowly just sink down just for a second and count to like 10 in my head and then poke back up and see if they're not looking anymore.
You don't see them.
Alrighty. Are we emerge? Are we? This is our. We're exiting via sewer. Is that right?
This might be go time if they've gone to go get somebody.
Put ambrosia on them.
I am going. Yeah, I mean, I'll stay here and I'll function as like getting people out of this to make it easier for them, particularly Delilah. Not that she's incapable, but I want to support the
elderly.
The elder of our group. I want to make sure she gets up safely. I mean, she hobbles. I don't know.
Yeah.
Fair.
Strength
Fair.
of 8.
Yeah, so I will try to wave Ambrosia forward first so that they can function as like a mediator in case we need it.
All right. So with I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ambrosia.
Oh, Ambrosia's as they walk forward, they're gonna shift into a femme form that's got like long blonde hair, and oh.
Yes. All right. So with Annabelle's help, you don't even need to make a check or anything. Annabelle's strong, and there's no other circumstances here, so she can just kind of boost you out. And you look around, and you see. Remember that librarian that you met the other day that was so taken with Penny Farthing?
Oh no.
He's there. He doesn't. He turns around. He didn't see you emerge. He just kind of heard a sound and turns around and sees you standing there. And he looks around like, "Where did you? Like trying to figure out where you came from. What do you do?"
Oh my God! I have been stuck in this library stuck in this place for so long. I have been looking for a way out. I don't know where I'm going. I'm new. I'm lost. I am starving. You don't even know the time I have had. It has been major.
Sorry, it takes me a minute. Okay. And he strolls over and he's doing his best to look suave. Let's be clear, it's not. Right? It's like super awkward and he's just like, so, new around here? It's like, let's be clear, it's like 5 in the morning, alright? Maybe 6. Maybe 6 in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like a real, like morning person, so I was like gonna get a jump on my studies and get to the library and try and research, so when I go in I'm like fully immersed in what we're learning and I don't look like an idiot. You know what I'm talking about. You're so cute, you know.
Whew. Yeah.
Someone please flip that. Anybody. Someone out there.
So, yeah, he kind of offers his arm and turns. It's like, let me show you the wonders of Creed Hall University.
Oh my God, you're so nice. Oh, you're so nice. This is such a good time. I'm having such a wild time here. First I got lost, and then I found a nice person to show me around. I mean, I cannot believe it. I'm looking for the library. I'm looking for my friends. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Can you please give me a charisma, either deception or performance check, whichever you want.
That is deception check. That's +6. That'd be 21.
Oh yeah, he's like, oh, you have friends here. That's so great. I'm really glad that you're able to fit in. And he just kind of is you said the library. Here, let me show you. And he kind of takes you and he starts walking. He goes off on a different path through the stone paths here. What do the other three of you do?
Just like,
I feel like the three of us are just there, like,
yeah, just like speechless.
I'm looking for the moss trail. Basically, I'm trying to find out where the growth of moss is originating from.
You don't see any. You come up out of the drain onto the? Yeah, you don't see any more of the moss here on the grounds right here anyway.
Okay, but do I see? Okay, so this is a storm drain, right? I'm trying not to metagame.
you little engineer, you.
Well, I'm a planner. I don't. Anyway, here's what I will say out of character. Since this is a storm drain, I am looking for the elevation that drives the water to the storm drain. So
Right.
I'm looking where the water is running because the water is the thing building the moss.
Right. So here's the thing.
Yeah.
So you can imagine the gate, big wide stone walkway straight ahead into the main hall of the university, right? And the grass, the quad, right, around that whole area, slightly elevated, and it starts kind of draining towards it. So you could go picking through the grass if you so wished. Certainly that's where the water drains from.
Correct. Yeah. And
where the moss is coming from might not be the same direction, because it could be growing from the lake towards the university, right?
Yeah, potentially. Yeah, spores.
Or even the other direction in the sewers that y'all didn't go. Who knows? Maybe not.
Right. Well, I will scour the grounds for any kind of sedimentation or moss growth.
And does the grass look off?
So why don't both of you give me either a nature check, a nature check, or an herbalism check in Delilah's case, because it would make sense, right?
And that's that.
It's almost good. Well,
11 plus my intelligence. That would be a 14.
All right. Yeah, as you're looking at the grass here doesn't. Sorry, go ahead, Delilah.
16.
All right. The grass here doesn't have that same condition to it that the moss in the sewers did. It looks as healthy as anything does here in the city. But it certainly doesn't have kind of that alive but rotting quality.
Perfect. Okay.
Annabelle, what are you doing?
I actually am probably kind of just trying to orient ourselves now that we're above ground and keep an eye out for any guards, any people, particularly while Delilah is sort of clearly, even if nonchalantly, surveying the scene to figure out.
Oddly enough, Delilah looking through the grass is probably the most normal thing any of the four of you are doing here.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Well, I think
nobody seems to take any particular notice. And it's it's 6 a.m. It's dark. The moon is almost set. You can just start to see the glimmers of sunrise off in the distance.
Oh boy.
And Ambrosia in her new Ambrosia as Romy is being literally led down the garden path. I mean the university path towards the library, and her escort is so taken with her charismatic endeavors that he's paying no attention to other people walking around.
Okay, well then in that case then I will probably, with some considerable distance, also sort of follow just to keep an eye on Ambrosia and this individual. So kind of try to be halfway between where Quint and Delilah are and Ambrosia and this person, so that I don't lose sight of anybody.
All right. Give me a stealth check at advantage.
Okay. All right. Cool. That's 20.
Oh, yeah. He makes no notice of you at all. Now, Quint and Delilah, now that you've made your investigations and you can see Ambrosia and then Annabelle kind of walking off, what are you two doing?
I think we should follow them.
Well, okay. If they're yes, let's follow them. They're headed to the library. Yes.
Yep, they're headed directly. Now you kind of oriented yourself and you recognize, like, okay, this is the way that we went. All right. So, because everything's a little bit dark, different in the moonlight, right, Annabelle?
That's funny. And then I will follow the happy couple.
Yep,
Same.
so he goes up and makes a big show of, look, I have the key to the library, and unlocks the front door and opens it and motions for Ambrosia to go in.
Oh my god, you're like so sweet. Thank you so much. Is it okay if like my study group like meets here because we're like studying for this huge final, and we have like not had our coffee this morning, so we're kind of like demons, you know. You know how it is. You work at a library with lots of students. They're like, I haven't had my coffee. You know, it's like pumpkin spice latte season, and I haven't had it yet. And so drained.
You are the worst, Val.
I think
She is Val. I mean, that's Valley girl, right?
Oh,
So, if you could give me a persuasion check at advantage, I would appreciate it.
Alrighty then. Yay for persuasion. Yay for advantage. 22.
Yes. Yeah, that's fine. Sure, yeah, that's fine. If you could pardon I've got to do some cleaning. There was a whole thing here yesterday. There was people that caused a mess, and we're still kind of straightening some things up. So let me.
Oh my god, how rude!
I know it's a library, right?
A library is a place for study, not for stabbing.
Right. It's important for these intellectual endeavors, not whatever trouble people want to cause. All those.
Yeah.
So hang on, wait right here, and let me go find. I just need to go do some cleanup. I'll be right back. And he kind of scurries off. What do the other three of you do?
Just me gesture like, come.
I'm sneaking like Buzz Lightyear.
yes.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'm just probably gonna approach and think I'm being like really like stealthy and careful when really I just look really awkward. All right, now who is that, and what's the story?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not like 100% sure.
Don't like that at all. I just want that on the record. I don't know who you are right now.
This is one person, I call her Romy. She's like one of the masks that I have, and I pull her out for like very, very particular situations.
Okay. Good.
So, did we want to make it to the Forbidden Library section?
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's. Do I remember how the other where that secret door is and how it was opened?
Not how it was opened. I think all four of you now know where it is because you've all been down through that area. How it was opened might be more challenging. As you get to, so is that where you're scurrying off to? To kind of that spiral staircase that goes down into the ground?
Yeah.
I'm gonna write a note before we go and just be like, hey cutie, I'm just somewhere in the library studying, don't worry about it. I just thought I'd get set up with my study group. Everything's fine. Thank you so much for letting me in. I'll see you later. And I leave that on the desk.
I hate you. All right. Yeah. So you all kind of hurry through to this stair. This little door. Here it's just an archway, right? Just a doorway. And as you lead down, you do come to this thick oaken door with a heavy iron lock in it, and it is locked. What do you do?
I make space for Delilah.
I'm not a thief. It's a lock.
It is a lock.
I believe Ambrosia.
Is it arcane in nature? Or just a plain old lock?
Why don't you give me an investigation check there, Annabelle?
Oh, I'm not sure we want me doing this. But
You're the one that asked. You asked the question, so I'm trying to help you
I would
answer.
like to look at the lock to discover its arcane properties.
All right, so why don't you, give me an intelligence. First of all, give me an intelligence investigation check. First of all,
Okay, 20 total.
20 total. All right, as you kind of look, if you're kind of fiddling with it a little bit, kind of looking around, and the way the lock moves in the mechanism tells you it's not an arcane lock, or else the mechanism wouldn't move at all.
It is not arcane.
So it you can kind of jiggle it, although it doesn't really open that way, obviously. So somehow you'll need to get through the door.
Call the locksmith.
Ah,
It has thieves' tools.
Do any of you have proficiency with thieves' tools?
if you need a disguise or a forgery, I can help you.
Yeah, I feel like we've done this before where we're like, Ambrosia, do your thing. And you're like, I don't do that.
I'm a charlatan, not a criminal.
I will say that Quint could do it with Tinker's tools at disadvantage.
I will be happy to do that.
Okay.
Does somebody want to give me a... yeah, okay, yeah, no, I can, yeah.
I will give you guidance. That's the most I can do.
Okay,
Yeah, I don't think any of you could really assist with it. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, I will cast Enhance Ability Dexterity.
Oh,
Ooh.
Do I get both of those? Guidance and
No,
enhanceability?
just Enhance Ability.
And what does enhance ability do for you? Just for...
Advantage on Dexterity stealth checks, and it reduces falling damage. Sorry, advantage on all Dexterity checks.
Okay, so that'll cancel out the disadvantage. So now it's just a dexterity Tinker's tools check.
Okay.
So it's not at disadvantage now.
12, and then a D4.
No D4.
No D4.
Oh, no D4. Right, right.
They're both concentration.
That's 12 plus 12 plus 4, so 16.
Yeah, it takes you a few minutes. And you can hear steps behind you as people kind of walking past that archway. They don't come down here. If you could give me a group stealth check, please.
Steal.
You'll have a straight roll there, Quint.
Everybody just being quiet. All I need is everybody just being quiet. So this is what dexterity stealth is for.
18 plus 1. 19.
Oh no, Emma.
It's a good thing. It's a group check, so that's the important thing. Annabelle, what's Annabelle's stealth check there?
I got a 3.
All right. How about Delilah and Ambrosia?
I got a 3.
God damn it! I got
I
a
disadvantage.
16.
Okay. Just as the lock or clicks out, I should say, clicks open, you hear a voice from the top of the stairwell saying, "Hello? Is anyone down there? Hello?"
In.
I shuffle in.
Yeah. I go in first.
Excellent. All
and
right.
I make sure to close the door behind the last person.
That makes sense. So let's see. We're going back to the library. Quint is going first. Who is after Quint?
Me.
Okay. So you're taking the same order as before? basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let us put everybody on the right layer, and then we're going to move... Oh, I should move y'all onto that. Oh, I did, didn't I? Why is it not...
Ambrosia, darling.
Yeah,
Those aberrations you summoned, they're gone now, yes?
totally. Are they gone?
Yes, they are gone. They are definitely gone. They definitely would have, at this point, returned from whence they came.
Perfect.
They're back in the eyeball. And as we walk down the stairs, I'm going to return to my natural form.
The doors that were previously open to your south are closed. What would you like to do?
That's troubling. I will approach the door and listen in.
Just give me a perception check.
Yep. Oh, I won't get myself if I have concentration. 19.
It's quiet. It's very quiet. It's very, very quiet.
I'll turn back to the group. It's quiet. Probably safe to open.
Yes.
Right.
Deathly quiet is always a good sign.
Just as a reminder, where was it that we found the 2 rooms that could be placed above the door?
North of here, up.
You found one to the north and one to the west.
Yes.
God damn it, the other one's going to be
Elsewhere.
south.
We
Got it.
scoured.
Okay, yeah.
We scoured them.
All right.
I will try at least. I will use Eyes of the Grave, undead within 60 feet.
And what blocks it?
Let me double check. I don't think this one is blocked. Double checking. Existence, natural cycles, 60 days behind. Total cover does block it, so it's not going to go through the door.
Okay.
If somebody wants to open the door for me, I can go in.
Yeah.
All right. So, 2 things will happen. First of all, you open this door. Just as you open that, you see that statue in front of you, but the amulet that was, it looks very similar to the one that you fought before, but that amulet that was around its neck is not there now.
That's good.
And after a moment, the door to the southeast, the one you did not open before.
That one?
No, to the southeast. Opens.
Don't like that.
Need to fix a thing. Okay, good. I had to fix something. And do you know what you see on the other side of that door?
Duff.
Fun things.
Why is roll 20 is giving me a little. There we go. Okay. Actually, you see Dean Wolfstan.
Oh my god! Oh no!
And this is where we're going to take a quick break, y'all.
He's probably just sleeping.
Oh, no, he's standing. He's looking at you. He smiles. And we'll be back in about 5 or 10 minutes. So everybody grab your beverage of choice, hit the restroom if you need, any of those kinds of things. And we'll be right back. Snacks, yep. All right, see y'all in a minute.
Yep.
All right. So we had just entered the Timeless Library, the library beneath the library. You have entered to the south wing of the library, and as you opened doors to sort of a small lobby type area, a door to the south opened, and you see the dean of the university, with whom you've had previous dealings, Dr. Patrick Wolfstan. He is elderly. He's obese. His eyes are kind of filmed over with cataracts. This time he's not wearing his hat. You can just see his bald head. I thought you would return to the scene of your disturbance. I knew you would betray me.
Betray you? We were investigating like you told us to, and then your weird demon library tried to eat us.
Why did you not simply request access from me? Why did you destroy so much of what I have built?
I would counterpoint with why has what you have built so ready to eat people. All we were trying to do was investigate the situation that you put us on, and we almost lost our lives down here.
There are secrets upon secrets here of matters far greater than this minor disturbance with my erstwhile colleague.
How can we investigate to our fullest abilities if all that lie between us are secrets?
Child, there are secrets that you have not even dreamed of.
You gravely underestimate my dreams, and call me child again, it'll be the last thing you do.
You must all leave Creed Hall. You have caused disturbance. You have destroyed property. You have stolen from me. You do not know the powers with which you meddle. Therefore, I order you to leave this town by moonrise, or else we may have to take stricter measures to enforce it. Leave now, and there shall be no further dealings between us.
Quint takes a step forward. I knew someone like you once. I ran before. I'm not going to do it again.
I'm gonna step forward too and go, and he is my human shield, so I stick with him.
I'm going to Stellalis will say, if we leave now, we can't defeat this undead menace.
I will deal with it separately with my own resources.
That's been working so well.
I don't think you can trust your resources.
You have no idea.
No, but I'm beginning to see. I'm beginning to see the light through the darkness.
Oh, then you know the danger in which you find yourselves. Leave this city at once, that you may not be consigned to death.
You know, I've never been very good at following orders, particularly.
There are powers in this library that you cannot even begin to grasp, and they are at my control.
And what makes you think you can grasp them any better than we can?
Um, as you do that, for just a moment, you all feel as if the walls around you pulsate inwards, and the stones for a moment look like eyes, much like one of you had determined earlier in his office, and then flex back out. Because I can call upon powers that have emboldened me. Leave this place. This is your warning.
And Brocha really wants to be sassy, but he also really doesn't want to get people killed. They just really want to be sassy. Counterpoint, no. I have to. I'm so sorry.
Annabelle?
I'm awfully quiet.
That's because I don't particularly care for this kind of authority.
Me neither.
Well,
I have no feelings one way or the other, but I can tell you that a dean that uses threats to get what he wants is not someone I care to associate with at any point in time in my life.
That is all very well, as our association has reached an end. In consideration of our previous dealings, I have chosen not to eliminate you here and now and give you this opportunity to leave. Be gone and cause no more trouble to my institution.
I'm not entirely certain that your institution is